I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. It is important that we are seeing Democrats finally pushing back at the projection and confession propaganda machine of MAGA Republicans. On Sunday, Jamie Raskin, one of the Democratic leaders in the House of Representatives, announced that the Democrats would be preparing and presenting shortly a report detailing all of the corruption in the form of emoluments taken by Donald Trump, by Donald Trump's kids, Donald Trump's son-in-law, all of the money that they receive, the quid pro quo type stuff from foreign countries, how Donald Trump, Jared Kushner, Ivanka, the Trump family benefited to the tune of billions of dollars. That's not mere speculation, but that is demonstrable with a little something called evidence. Unlike MAGA Republicans who want to say, oh, the Biden brand this, the Biden brand that. You haven't put forth one single piece of actual evidence. I know you have your fake whistleblowers who are dead, who are missing. You've got the Chinese spy whistleblowers who aren't real whistleblowers. The Russian oligarchs, y'all make up the existence of 17 audio recordings. Turns out those things don't exist. But guess what? There are actual receipts showing the amount of money Jared Kushner and Ivanka received while in office. How about somewhere in the range of $650 million? Or the amount of money Donald Trump made while in office? How about to the tune of about $1.5 billion? How about when Jared Kushner left, where MBS, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, who previously said that he has Jared Kushner, who couldn't even get a security clearance, but was given major portfolios in the Trump administration. MBS said he had Kushner in his pocket and that Kushner may have given him a kill list of enemies to Saudi Arabia. How about the fact that MBS gave Jared Kushner $2 billion? How about we have evidence for all of these things? But MAGA Republicans don't want to talk about it. So let me show you Jamie Raskin on Sunday announcing the report that is going to be submitted and made public by the Democrats in the House of Representatives. Democrats go on the offensive here. Well done. Here is Jamie Raskin on Sunday's show. Play the clip.
Whether or not it's criminal, whether or not it warrants special counsel status, are you concerned about this stuff?
Here's what I'm concerned about. During the Trump administration, we saw the development of a completely new public philosophy, which is that government is not an instrument of the common good and the public interest. Government is an instrument for private self-enrichment for the guy who gets in, for his family, for his private businesses. And that's a model that we're seeing all over the world.
But you don't approve of that model, obviously.
I do not.
You denounced that model.
That's what Putin is doing.
Donald Trump, yeah.
That's what Orban is doing. That's what Marcos is doing. That's what El Sisi is doing. That's what
it's been going on since the dawn of mankind.
Well, but it's new for America that somebody would get in and basically just say, everything is corrupt and I'm just as corrupt as the next guy and I'm going to take money, as Trump did, from China, from Saudi Arabia, from the United Arab Emirates. I mean, look, his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, pocketed a cool $2 billion
from Saudi Arabia.
And
in a corporation he created. And he had the Saudi portfolio in the White House. But what about Hunter?
So I am concerned about it, and I'm concerned not just about public officials like Donald Trump and Jared Kushner do it, but even family members who water ski along for the ride. And I have been, begging my colleague, Chairman Comer, for us to do a serious analysis of what the laws should be about money making.
And you would take part in a serious investigation?
Yes, of course we would. And we're going to release a report about all of the foreign government emoluments, millions of dollars we can document that Donald Trump pocketed at the hotels, at the golf courses, through business deals when he was president, and that his family got. But they've not laid a glove on Joe Biden as president. They haven't been able to show any criminal corruption on his part. What they've got is Hunter Biden, and we all seem clear that this guy was addicted to drugs and did a lot of really unlawful and wrong things. And we have said, let the justice system run its course. They're not saying that about Donald Trump.
I want to give a special shout out here to Crew, who's been doing an incredible job documenting all the emolument violations by the Trump administration when they disgrace the Oval Office. And just to give you a sense of where in our Constitution the emolument clauses are, first you have Article 1, Section 9, Clause 8, which states, no person holding any office of profit or trust under the United States shall, without the consent of Congress, accept any present, emolument, office, or title of any kind whatever from any king, prince, or foreign state. Then you have the Domestic Emoluments Clause, also known as the Presidential Emoluments Clause, Article 2, Section 1, Clause 7, which states that the president shall at stated times receive for his services a compensation which shall now neither be increased nor diminished during the period for which he shall have been elected, and he shall not receive within that period any other emolument from the United States or any of them. And then you have the ineligibility clause. No senator or representative shall, during the time for which he was elected, appointed to any civil office under the authority of the United States, which shall have been created, or the emoluments whereof shall have been increased during such time, and no person holding any office under the United States shall be a member of either house during his continuance in office. Take a look at some of the great reporting by Crew and check them out. Rebecca Jacobs writes, Trump made at least $9.6 million from the Middle East while president. It talks about how Donald Trump made at least $9.6 million from countries in the Middle East during his presidency, according to years of reporting and a Crew analysis of his tax returns. That means Trump pulled in at least 6 times his official presidential salary in side income from the Middle East alone during his time in office. The total is likely much higher, but public reporting only sheds light on the most high-profile instances. After Trump was elected, he made the unprecedented decision not to divest from his business interests and remained very much involved in the Trump Organization, creating an endless number of conflicts of interest by blurring the lines between the government and his businesses. The profiteering paid off. Trump raked in tens of millions from international business interests during his time in office. Then it goes through Saudi Arabia from December 2016 through February 2017. Saudi government lobbyists reserved blocks of rooms at Trump's D.C. hotel, paying for an estimated 500 nights at the luxury hotel in just 3 months, spending at least $270,000 at the property in total. Trump continued to benefit from Saudi business in office. When the Saudi crown prince visited New York in 2018, several members of his entourage stayed at the Trump International Hotel in Manhattan. Earnings from the room rentals caused revenue to spike 13%, putting the hotel back in the black after 2 years of decline. Weeks before the murder of Washington Post contributing columnist Jamal Khashoggi by agents of the Saudi government, Trump business partner in Indonesia signed an agreement for a Saudi-backed company to work on a development with Trump-branded elements. Asked about the deal, quote, an official with the Saudi-tied firm also said they expect to be involved in the development of a different Trump-branded project in the future. How about Qatar? After several Middle Eastern countries cut diplomatic ties with Qatar spent hundreds of thousands of dollars lobbying to put itself back into Trump and the U.S.'s good graces. They purchased a $6.5 million condo in Trump World Tower and started renting space in, quote, the most valuable asset in Trump's portfolio, a San Francisco building he co-owns, directing $125,000 per year in rent to the president. After Qatar finished renovations in February 2018, the office sat completely vacant. In April 2018, he welcomed the Emir of Qatar to the Oval Office and praised the country. United Arab Emirates. Trump raked in money from the UAE through his Dubai golf course amid concerns about corruption and human rights abuses. Before taking office, he was paid as much as $10 million in royalties from the golf course and other projects in Dubai. On top of that, the UAE spent up to $10,000 per night for rooms at Trump's D.C. hotel. Late 2017, 2017 to mid-2018. Trump acted favorably to the UAE in many ways during his time, from his administration's maximum pressure agenda against UAE adversary Iran to supporting a $23 billion arms deal with Abu Dhabi in 2020. Turkey goes on and on. Trump made over $80 million from UK and Ireland while president. Also, Trump made up to $160 million from foreign countries as president. Donald Trump made up to $160 million from international business dealings while he was serving as president. Or how about this one? Trump reported making more than $1.6 billion while he was president. And I want to applaud Jamie Raskin for being steadfast on this. When MAGA Republicans announced that they would be creating these Orwellian named weaponization hearings or committees and pursuing all of these things against Hunter Biden, who never held a position in the government. This was back in February. Jamie Raskin said the following. Play the clip.
There's a paper trail here that this was a wire deal for the former senior advisor and the son-in-law of the ex-president, who had been quite favorable to the Saudis.
Yeah, and, all that I said to Chairman Comer was, I was glad what he said on Sunday, which is he didn't disagree with our concerns about this. Let's write together to try to get the answers from Jared Kushner, who has otherwise been stonewalling us for an 8-month period. His lawyer said they had nothing to hide. Well, then give us the documents so we can figure it out. I mean, he was a high-ranking official in the Trump White House. He wasn't just a relative. He wasn't just somebody in his family. He was leading U.S. foreign policy in the Middle East. And we want to know what did Saudi Arabia get out of it such that he felt it was so important to rush back to America from Saudi Arabia to start his firm the day after the Trump administration ended and then walk away with this $2 billion, which was carefully hidden for a while, but now it has come to light.
So expect to see in the Democratic report everything I just mentioned and much more. But I appreciate the Democrats using evidence, going on the offensive and pointing out some of the real serious issues that actually took place with real conflicts of interest with Donald Trump and Trump's family. That's why it's all projection and confession. MAGA Republicans want to cover up what their cult leader did. We're not going to let that happen here at the MeidasTouch Network. I'm Ben Meiselas. Check out MeidasTouch.com for more news, our new homepage for all things MeidasTouch. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers. I think we'll hit it in August with your support. And you can check us out wherever audio podcasts are available. Just search for the MeidasTouch Podcast and have a great day.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.